InDesign is fantastic, as Natalie said, in the sense that it allows you to bring files in, but doesn't make your file so large that you can't manage it, and it's not going to be like cycling, a lot as you move through. So I'll show you a little bit. Actually, I have to close this out. Okay. So I'm going to show you how, when I open this document, if InDesign can't find your links, how you can find your links, how you can get them all linked, and how you can then package them. And we'll show one little advanced, see, it's linking again. I have to hide my server folder because it automatically goes to where everything is.
The color splash station. How many of you guys are thinking of this?
Okay, so this, when I open it up, it's telling me it can't find any of the links in the document. So I'm going to hit OK, try to see what's going on.
To give like a
in your links
overview,
panel,
this is what we use to
can be found
make sure that our colors are consistent.
under Window. This is what's showing you how to manage all the images or anything that you're bringing into your document. When the question mark shows up, it means InDesign cannot find where these are. So I'm going to click on one of them. And say you open up a document, and maybe you only have one question mark, and you don't know exactly through this multi-page document what is missing.
Yes.
You can actually go into your links file and say go to link, and it'll take you right to it. This might tell you, oh, this is in my logos too, so I'm going to go look to work So when you relink and you know, the nice thing is when you know where it is, you can actually go into your project folder.
PMS 368.
And it's going to actually, if you click on the folder, like if you know where that folder is, it's going to find that link for you. You're not going to have to look through the list. InDesign's going to go, oh, I recognize it. It's in here. You hit open. And if you have other stuff in there, it's going to find all of it and get it issued.
The way that that's set up is not how it's set up for me. Is that like InDesign 5?
Yeah.
Is that a new edition?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Which InDesign 5, if you can, there's a lot of features in it. Like even as Natalie was talking, we're like, because we don't use it, it's still fairly new in our office.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of features in InDesign 5 that are going to make things way easier for everybody. So here, everything is linked appropriately. Another thing to do, if you wanted to make, say you wanted to make a change to one of your linked items,
The place to go and make sure that
you can go here and say edit with.
you bring that color.
Say you had a photo that you needed to do something with Photoshop. It will open up Photoshop.
The first option is new color swatch. And under color modes, you can go down to the entire.
You can make a change to this, save it,
368 the solid coding.
and go in here and it will automatically update it.
So you're not changing like if you had something but you didn't want to change it forever, you just want to change it to this one document.
If you just want to change it for this one document, this is what I would recommend.
It's just completely different.
You can pull all your images from different files, like as you're building your document. The first time you save, what I would do is I would do a package, and that's what I'll show you right now. And that way it's going to pull everything for this specific document into one place. So you go into package. This is a great feature.
It'll still leave all those other images in the original folder.
Yes, it basically makes copies. It makes it into one place just for this document. So if you're pulling project imagery, like photos from different projects, from different folders, it'll make copies of those in here. So it's not going to take them away from the folders. So you hit package. The one thing, it'll give you a summary and it'll kind of warn you if there's anything amiss.
Will it still show you the path of where it came from if you were to...
Once you package it, it only puts it there. So it's never, like, it
You
doesn't
can never reference the
itself.
path of where it came from.
Right. You can before you package it. You can do that before you package it. However, once you package it, its path is that folder. But you pull this together, something you might not need to worry about unless you're sending something to an offset printer. This will kind of warn you if your images are CMYK or RGB.
Yeah, but like
Here it's telling me there are 16 logos that are RGB profile. What you would have to do is then, like I showed you with the Photoshop thing, you would go and select the ones that are, find the ones that are RGB, save them to CMYK, but you could do that all while still in InDesign, and it can keep it that way.
Do you have a card?
But you hit package, so you save your document, this little instruction sheet we never fill out, but you can if you want. And then you just tell it to go somewhere. And what it does is it pulls everything from this document, imagery, fonts, the document itself. This one isn't pulling fonts because I think the fonts that she used, she embedded for some reason.
You can say grade.
But here's the file folder, all of the links, so everything is packaged.
The direction
And that way, if you need to transfer this to different people, you can do it all together, rather than just sending the InDesign file and having all your links be broken, having them not be able to find it.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be exactly.
So it's a nice way to kind of manage your work as you're going.
Can't tolerate
You know, even if it's just trying to, if you're putting together, for example, we have project
you can't
sheets that
save
we
that
do. We have, sometimes for projects they have multiple pages. And the University Circle, we did the images came from different places, but we wanted them for that final project sheet to all be in one place. So we're able to pull them in, save it, pull them into one place, and then we can move it to our portfolio server that has.
So you said, you mentioned the CMYK and RGB, and I already asked Natalie one question about it already, but, so when you package it, you said that you can change it all on time?
I bet if
I don't know if you can change it all at one time. You can go in, let's see if this is going to show.
But you have to see if.
It warns you before you package it to give you the option to go back and change
Like
it
this
before
one, you can click on
finalize your package.
and it'll tell you in here what your color space is for each of your imagery. So this one says it's RGB. If you needed to send it to an offset printer, this is one that you would want to go in to Photoshop, change it to CMYK, save it. It would save it, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Okay. I have another image question, but I don't know.
I can see if I can answer it.
So we were trying to insert our logo into a
You're saying
document.
to
Okay.
paste into like another frame.
We were gonna have it printed very large.
Okay.
And so we had a high resolution image made and sent to us in EPS format.
Okay.
When I brought it in and I took the background out, it leaves white spacing all around the color.
Okay.
Is there a way, without picking the million points on the image, to get the white to disappear? I know there's one setting that you can alter a little bit, but if you go one notch too far, it takes away part of the image.
You know, I'm wondering if that has to do with how that EPS was built.
Okay.
And placed in there.
You're telling it what to
I'm assuming it's a vector image, obviously, because you're able to take little points.
Yeah,
Adjust it?
I think I had messed around with it to try and find every way to get that white to disappear. I don't know if I changed something to turn it into a vector to do it or not, but.
If it's around the actual image, now if it was in the background of your placed image, there's something you can do in InDesign to get rid of that background, and that's just turning that background off. And if it's an EPS, it should just be the artwork piece. Now,
like you're saying up in
see,
this
also if it's an
control,
EPS though, you can bring it into, for example, what is this? Like this is actual.
you still should have a gradient palette in CS4.
Like this is actual artwork. Nice thing about InDesign is you don't always have to place things. It will accept vector art in there. So that's something you might want to kind of look at. You know, without seeing it myself, I couldn't tell you. I know in InDesign, you know, if you brought this in and it had a white background, for example.
Yeah, I took away the background, and then for some reason it shows this white.
See,
Have you ever seen that?
See, here is like, it's a white background, and if I turn that off,
I almost never use the gradient tool.
let me try to.
You just go in if you like are very
See that one, it doesn't have,
Right, because it's on a white paper.
yeah. Well, no, there's, like, if it was built, if it was built like you were saying, and there's supposed to be like empty areas for APS, it should, you should be able to turn this off and have those empty areas. If you're having an outline, I'm thinking it's somehow how they created that. And you might have to ask them to change it.
Okay.
They may have put that white outline on there, because if it's placed on a dark background, it might help offset. You know, how those colors look on different backgrounds.
So here's another.
You'd have to talk to the designer.
Okay.
That may be what they did.
Okay,
Trendy colors. What are like the trendy colors?
thank you.
Another question?
Like that you're seeing a lot of.
All right.
Thanks, Cathy.